So I always wanted to start a game development channel, um, and kind of take people along on my journey to make video games, and to see if, you know, things that I do well, things that I don't do well, if I succeed or don't succeed. I thought it might be interesting to kind of show the journey of games that I'm working on and that I'm making, and games that I think people will want to play. Because I know this would be the kind of content that I'd be interested in. Because ever since I was back in high school, I always wanted to make video games. I thought it was really cool that, if I just researched online, I could learn all the pieces that it took to make a video game. Um, all the programming and the art and the 3D models, the textures, the music, the game design, all of that could be learned online. So I thought that was so powerful that I could learn how to make a game, and I've always wanted to do it. And I was kind of analyzing why I wanted to make video games, and it's because I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to make people's lives a little bit better if I can. And something that I enjoy doing is trying to make video games, and I figure if I can make fun video games that people enjoy, that would bring me joy to know that I'm bringing other people happiness. So I figured I would do that, and after college, I realized that one thing I'm actually good at is programming. So, and something that I've been able to get paid for doing is that. So I figured that probably has the highest chance of succeeding is doing something where I'm making software or coding in some way. I have the highest chance of succeeding in actually, making something that people enjoy playing, making a game that people enjoy playing. And I figure that I would do this by starting a channel and just kind of showing progress. This game right now, actually, I'm maybe not all the way close to releasing it, but this isn't even like the start of it. Like, I've been kind of working on this on and off, and was kind of using that as an excuse to, like, oh no, I can't start the channel now because this mobile game that I'm working on is already close to being done. And also, I was making like another excuse not to start the channel, that I didn't have a high quality microphone. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I need to research that and buy a high quality microphone before I can start a channel. But it's like, no, I don't have to. It's like, it might not be the best quality video, but I will get better at it, and I can always get better mics, and the content might not be as good, but it'll get better if I continue to do it more. And if it's in something I truly enjoy doing, then I'll get better at it, and hopefully it'll be better content, and hopefully I'll start to make better games that people want, therefore making fun games that people will enjoy, and therefore I would get enjoyment out of making other people happy. So I kind of want to do these like with no cuts or as little cuts as possible, just kind of stream of consciousness to try to be, I guess, as truthful as I can in these videos in my process of making video games. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Could go well, could go bad. I'll probably make a ton of mistakes along the way. I have kind of done game development as a hobby for a few years, just off and on. I've done a couple of game jams to kind of average to slightly above average in some of the game jams, scoring wise, and a couple of web games, but nothing to to really make a living on that. Didn't make enough money off that to like make a living off of it necessarily. But yeah, that's a little bit of, I guess, my credo with this channel. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get in, or I don't think, I am gonna get into a bit showing you the current game that I'm working on. As you can see, or I guess not as you can see, but my game here, it's a mobile game, and I was thinking of making a game where it's called Military Industrial Complex, and it's a World War II themed game, and your goal is to create, weapons, rifles, trucks, tanks, and planes that are needed for the war effort, specifically the American war effort. And you basically start out with, if I get it going here, you start out with one, or hold on, the aspect ratio is not what I thought it would be. Let's see, what's a better one? Oh no, yeah, okay. Oh no, it was the maximize and play. Okay, sorry about that. So, as you can see here, you start out with like one factory, and you're generating, like, you start out generating pistols, and then just join the Illuminati real quick. Just thought about adding that in to add a little bit more flavor to it. So basically, when you build enough pistols, you can sell them, and then you get more money, and then you can build more factories, which then build more things faster in a certain amount of time. Okay, well, it looks like World War II just kicked off. I'm going to build another factory here. So yeah, essentially you're building items, and then you're going to sell those items, which get you more money to build more factories, to build higher value items, to then get more money, and it's kind of a cycle that goes up and up like that. Yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of liked these games. It's not like super in depth or anything, but it's just kind of a fun game where you just kind of slowly build up and you keep progressing through the game, and it's there's World War II events that can happen, so each time you play it, it can be a different experience. See, right now I'm just selling pistols, and I do plan on making this a free game. And so initially, like, when I started working on games, I thought, like, it has to be like fully paid for game, but there's like so many different ways to monetize them, and I don't know, I was kind of looking online, reading stuff, and I came across like this white paper from Unity, actually, from the company that this game development software that I'm using. So they had a white paper saying that like 80% of players prefer in-game reward video ads to any other type of ad. So I looked into what it took to add it, and it was pretty easy. It took like an hour or two to set it all up. And so, like, right here, I have like a random timer. So like after a few months in the game, you'll actually get $300 of in-game money. So like right now I have 200. And then if I go in and but you don't have to watch the ad. That's the thing. Like, you can click this X right here, and you don't have to watch it. You can just ignore it. But if you want to get extra in-game currency, then you click on it. Oh, let me unpause it. You click on it, and then it'll bring you to a video. Right now it's in editor mode, so it doesn't show. It shows the screen instead of a video. And when you go back to close it, boom, now I have 500 currency. And I don't know, this is the reason I picked it was like, okay, my game, like, the level of accessibility to play my game is, you just need a device that can play it, right? Because if it's a free game, then anyone can download it. So the reach could just be so much more people, and players overwhelmingly like this ad style more than like static ads or ads that they don't get a choice of whether or not to opt into. I think they're called interstitial ads, where they just show up every once in a while. Although I think those are like the second most preferred option by players. Um, I think one of the worst of which is like just paying to win. And I think most games are pretty good at avoiding that, but it still can be a little dicey with that. But um, yeah, this is just an event right here. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping of. I was thinking originally like, oh, I'm gonna release this game in like, oh, I need some more iron. There we go. I was thinking of initially releasing this game like in 2 or 3 weeks from now, but then I'm like, I just figured out how to like get the UI to work with different scales, because before I had them in fixed positions, but now it's like if I do 854 by 480, the UI is kind of hugging the edges of the screen, and they're not overlapping or randomly in the middle. So like even here, they're still kind of hugging the screen. Well, this is a little small, 3:2 landscape. I'm not really sure what that would. So I'm just going for like phone sizes. So even this works. I mean, they're kind of small, so I might have to resize it based on screen size a little bit, but they're still hugging the screen and they're not like totally floating in the middle. So that was like a big thing I didn't even want to look into because I thought it would take forever, but it's basically I just like anchored everything top left up here and then had a bottom left anchor down here for all these cell buttons, and then I had a top right anchor for all these buttons over here, and that basically was all I needed to do to get them to work with different screen sizes. I thought that was going to take forever, but it didn't take that long once I looked into it. Yeah, so I initially thought it was going to take like a few weeks to release this game, but then I'm like, you know what? I might be able to do it like in the next few days. So I might try that. Might do a little bit more play testing to see how it goes. But yeah, yeah. So I don't know. This is my first video. Kind of a lot of information I threw at you, kind of all over the place. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it might be kind of cool to document this journey. Might be kind of interesting for other people that are interested in game development or game developers themselves, or do it as a hobby like I do, or I don't know. Just thought it might be kind of interesting. Yep. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.